Right, well, hello everyone, and welcome to this next video where I wanted to discuss an undervalued ship by the community. And a huge shout out to Starjump, the person that made this animation you see going on in the background, that sort of stuff. They do tons of beautiful cinematics and content like this you see behind me at the moment, and they're currently making a fleet viewer, kind of like the one we've already got, where you can just sort of put any ships you want in and view your fleet, that sort of thing. All textured up, all his own work he's done on top of the models. It is yeah, the content is amazing. This animation behind us I drew at, and it is all his stuff is at least this quality. It's cinematics breathtaking. Cannot recommend Starjump anymore. You can see it behind you, that sort of stuff. But we're not here to talk about Starjump. We're here to talk about the Crucible and how it is an undervalued ship by the community. Now I can probably hear a few complaints already coming at me from the future through my PC somehow and hitting me here in the past. A lot of the community loves the Crucible. A lot of the community really sees how valuable the Crucible is. A lot of the community does value it. So how's it undervalued? And the reason I think it's undervalued, because it is that important, I feel like it should be valued by almost all the community, not just a section of it. This ship is going to be really, really important to Star Citizen once it is released to the game, and once more of the physicalized stuff comes online, and once we get more systems like Pyro involved and on the scene. Because the main function of this ship is basically a repair ship. It's the end of the line as far as we're aware of repair ships. And as you can see here, it's got this big scarab, they call it, which is the hangar it can pick up and fly around with. And it doesn't always have that hangar though. It can drop that hangar and then it uses the two arms to repair capital ships. So it's not just a flying hangar for fighters, it is literally just a repair capital ship as well. So you can have it either with the hangar or without the hangar to repair bigger ships. It is insanely important of a ship, but we don't really feel like it is at the moment, because we can just repair, rearm, refuel willy-nilly in Star Citizen at the moment. Like, oh, it's just a 2-second jump back to this outpost, to this space station, and I can just get a quick repair, rearm, refuel right there. 2 clicks, done. Back out we go, get going doing the content I want to do. And yeah, so it doesn't feel important at the moment. But Star Citizen's not going to be like that for much longer. We've got Pyro in the foreseeable future, which there is going to be next to nothing to repair and refuel. There's next to no opportunities, and even when there is opportunities to repair, rearm, refuel in that location, is it going to be safe to do so? Are you on good terms with that area? This is, yeah, Pyro is a lot bigger than Stanton. I can't remember off the top of my head, and yeah, I feel like ships like this and the smaller versions, refueling ships as well, they're just going to become so goddamn important to every single player in the verse. Just, they're going to be so much needed, and even if you don't own one yourself, you're going to need to be calling on other players with this ship to help you, or face a huge long trek back to a dock to get repairs and stuff like that. And that could be like half your game time, just going back to repair and refuel, just because you didn't want to pay the extra bit to have one of these, or to have one of these yourself. And by pay the extra bit, I said meant to have someone else come along and fix it for you. If you own a capital ship, as far as I'm concerned, these are a need. These are a need. Otherwise, you can forget how much fuel you've got. You're going to be stuck hugging systems like Crusader, planets like Crusader, that have the really big docks that are able to repair your big ships, because these things become even more important if you've got something like a Kraken or an Idris that this is going to be the only thing that can repair it. This or a huge space dock like Crusader. You've got a Kraken, for example. You're flying around Pyro, thinking you're big, you're bad, no one wants to mess with you because you've got a Kraken. Then you do get in a couple of fights, and you don't take much damage. You're in a Kraken, you're bullying smaller targets, but one of them does manage to blow off a turret. That's not a big deal. It's just a single turret. You were using your ships to get most of your damage anyway, but you still want to be on your peak performance, so you need to get that repaired. Oh, you're a pirate player. Oh. Ooh. How are you going to get that repaired? There's no way Crusader are going to repair it for you, no matter how much money you give them. Huh. There is only Crusader and Pyro in the game at the moment. You go face that wrong jail sentence? Just to repair your turret? Or do you let that just be the first cut? And let it be a death by 1,000 cuts until you finally die, and then do the jail sentence, and then you get your ship repaired and that sort of stuff, and then start it all over again from scratch. Step 1, getting the death by 1,000 cuts. And then, woe betide you get into a fair fight, or you can get into a fair fight, you're absolutely screwed! You cannot go near fair fights at all. They scare you to death. Without one of these. One of these solves all that problem. All those problems. So yes, this is a ship. It is valued by the community. A little bit. The community do think there is. I've seen quite a lot of people in the community. But I think a good 60-70% of the community ignore this ship completely. It's like, it's just a repair ship. Just a repair ship. Who needs a repair ship? And they don't even think about it. They don't even think about it. This thing is going to be so important. You could fly out somewhere. Like, you are a pirate, you're in Pyro again. Have it as a hidden base. Have it as part of a hidden base. And this is what you use to repair your ship, your whatever. This is like this and a refuel ship, and I don't know, maybe like something you could use as a storehouse. Just fly those free ships to this hidden location, and there you go. You've got your repair, your fuel, and then a trade ship is your warehouse to keep it fully stocked, and then the trade ship can leave and come back if you need supplies. And you've got a little hidden base as a pirate where you can get all those things done nearby your lanes of trade you prey on, and get repairs out in the field. It is going to be so important, and I cannot specify how important it's going to be for either pirates or people with capital ships. You don't have a capital ship, yeah, it's a lot overkill. It is a lot overkill, but I do think that almost everyone is going to one day want their own capital ship kind of thing. It's kind of like the end game, the ultimate goal for everyone to either earn one in game or out of game. Have your own capital ships, and if you want to get the most out of it and not be scared of it getting scratched, you're going to need one of these as well. This is why I think it is extremely undervalued by the community. Right, this animation, as pretty as it is, we've seen enough of it now. Let's just take a quick look at the stats here. So it's got 230 cargo capacity. Crew recommends 3 to 8, is a heavy repair ship. That is all really good, and here is one thing that is amazing about it. $350 for the end of the line repair ship. That is insanely good. I expect when it is finally released, which I'm guessing it's going to come, I don't know when it's going to come. This is complete guesswork, but I don't think it's going to be too long, because we've got quite a few big ships in game right now, like the 890 jump. I think the 890 jump is going to be about the biggest thing you can repair on just landing pads. As soon as we start getting anything bigger, I think this is going to be this bad boy. You're going to need to repair it. We do know landing pads are all getting replaced with hangars as well at some point, so there is that. I think we're going to see it not straight away after Pyro, not next year, maybe the year after they'll start work on it, because as soon as Pyro's online, I think ships like this, repair and refuel ships, are going to skyrocket in their value, and their CIGs need to make them is going to skyrocket as well. I think that's going to really, we're going to start hearing about this shortly after Pyro is released. That's what I think anyway. Maybe the next CitizenCon after its release, we'll either get it as a surprise release or as look at this. Boom, we got lots of work done in the Crucible, and look, yous are all like whinging about Pyro now and how yous can't get anywhere because you need to constantly repair and refuel and it takes you that long. This is going to be the thing that gets it in and solves it. And then everyone will be like, for when it's finally released. Yeah, it's just complete guesswork from me. Yeah, I expect that 350 to skyrocket. The loaner vehicle, Connie Andromeda, kind of sucks. You can get one of them for $250 US. Yeah. As always, this is completely redundant if you've just got your little star package and you're not that interested in trying to support the game any further, because I do not recommend you put more money in unless you're trying to support the game. I don't recommend you buy this ship because you want it. I recommend you buy this ship because you want to support the game, if that happens. Yeah. Next to no weaponry. Will be quite slow. Enclosed detachable repair bay. See the other photos for it down here. It is going to be quite a nice little tasty ship. We'll pull this up because then you'll get to see it without the scarab. And there you see there's one there repairing an Idris, even with the scarab hanger on. A couple of them repairing an Idris. It shows you how important this ship is going to be. Insanely important. And it's got a lot of cool features though too. Like these engines come down and can move to help it position and move around. These arms move, stuff comes out the arms. You can see sort of repair lasers firing here that are just sort of painting new armor on the hull. Because that's one of the main ways to repair. There's like a couple of ways to repair works. There's the opposite of salvage, where like you've got the salvage beam which scrapes the hull away, takes the armor off, then you're going to have the healing version of it, the repair version, which puts it back on. Then you're going to have the other side of salvage and repair, because it's the same coin. Salvage and repair are the same coin. When that's going to be taking out broken components and putting new ones in. I don't know if they'll go far enough for like bulkheads, maybe whole bulkheads we can put in and take off and that sort of stuff. I know we're going to be able to chop ships up into smaller sizes for salvage. I wonder if we'll be able to glue like blown off wings and all that back on with repair. So yeah, repair, salvage, same coin, different sides. So this would pair really well with the Reclaimer. It's the Reclaimer, isn't it? Yeah. I always get Reclaimer and Redeemer. Redeemer. Yes, Reclaimer, because that's the Redeemer there. I always get those two muddled up. The Reclaimer, Redeemer, and Retaliator. If I say one of those names, I could mean any of the three of them. But yeah, that ultimate repair and ultimate salvage will be really well paired together. Get yourself a big giant fuel ship as well, and then you're really laughing with those three. Then a cargo ship, and then that's a great combination. Yeah. Don't want to spend as long rambling as I did about the whole series, because there's a lot more. Even though we talked about a lot more, the whole series was all about cargo capacity. I just feel like the Crucible is going to be so important to the game relatively soon, in about 2 years' time, and people don't even talk about it. The community at large don't talk about it. The community at large don't really seem to care. But it's a very important ship. So even though there is, we'll say for argument's sake, 30% of the community are like, we said, this ship is important, this ship is valued. So it is a valued ship, but I still think it is undervalued just because it is that good. So that is why it is the second in my video series of undervalued ships. So there we go, I have rambled on enough. I hope I have got my point across. I shall see you all in the next one. Bye. Bye.